veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, oh. Oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. 'Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, oh. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, oh. Oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, oh. veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. Oh, oh, and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. Oh, oh, la, 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 la. 'Cause I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la. 6 a.m. and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh. 'Cause I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play.
Yes, good people, big up to all of you, and thank you once again for finding the time to be with me once again for another edition of the Blue Money Show. It's still 4:41 a.m. Las Vegas time, PST maybe if you prefer. I do hope you're doing well. We're here to preview Chelsea's home game against Newcastle United. It was an end-to-end game in my opinion. Too much end-to-end to my liking, but we came up on top. Newcastle could have won. They finished the game with an XG of 1.81. We finished with 1.61. Possession was 50-50. And you can say our concern in terms of how open the game was, that reflects on the manager's comment that he wanted us to calm down a bit, but we didn't. I'm not going to try to start debating why I thought that was the case, why I believe that was the case. Probably because it get to me saying, yeah, it was down to the absence of one player, but I'm not going to get into that. But thank you so much for finding the time to be with me. Let me say hello to those of you in the chat. As we do here, we keep it interactive. It's not solely about the panelists, but the those in the chat are equally important. Here we have, Tabeh Hussein, let's go. Yes, let's move it. Let's move it, bro. I do hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to be with me. And he says, hit the like button. Please kindly subscribe. We're getting closer and closer to 24,000, 23,000. Where are we? 23 plus? Could I have? Okay, we're getting closer and closer to 24,000 subscribers. Right now, we have a total of 14 people watching, only 10 on YouTube. The rest on X. If you're following the show on X, kindly drop a like on the video and follow our X account. The likes that do go a long way. The more likes we've garnered, the more people would be able to reach. So thank you for saying that, bro. IB is in the house and he says a big up, happy a new week to you too. Happy week to you too. It's going to be a crazy week for me. Who else do we have here? Big up, Kuchila. Big up to you too. Will S. It's been a minute. I do hope you're okay. Hopefully, your absence simply means that you've been busy and that nothing bad has happened on your end. If you're in the chat, the question I want to hear is what is the one thing that you could argue has, you can say, a pattern that's emerged? One thing that you think will definitely happen every time we play. What do you think is the case? I think one thing, I think a lot of people that been paying attention beyond the wins, the draws, and the losses. I think we are a super counter attacking team. We're excellent at countering the opposition attack. And in most cases, whenever we counter, we get a goal. So I want to get your thought. What's the one thing that you could argue has been constant since the start of the reign of Enzo Maresca? I really do want to hear from you. And we have Wycliffe Baruch here. It's been a minute. I am happy with Jackson. I think we are starting to see some consistency. I hope his calls against Manchester United One thing is certain. I just want to see him perform when there aren't a lot of spaces for him to exploit. He's performed consistently whenever there are spaces for him to exploit, but he hasn't performed. Again, he tend to struggle a bit in tight spaces, which was why people were calling for Nkunku to start ahead of him. What game was that? I can't quite remember, but I hope you understand my point there. Um, Give me 1 second here. I'm struggling with this. Yeah, he's doing well. He's again. I've always known that he's a good footballer. That's the only thing I've asked of him is just to try and be consistent. But it looks like he's getting there. But I'm gonna wait until we play against a team that defends deep and see how well he does when there aren't spaces for him to exploit. But Wycliffe Barros, nice to see you once again. I do hope you're doing well, and thank you so much for finding the time to join us. And we have Beniza Itzwa. Good morning, coach. Please, how are you? I'm very happy with the team. I'm doing well, and thank you for asking. How about you? I do hope you're doing well, and thank you once again for asking. We have Tobago in the house. Tobago, how are you doing? I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Let's hear you, Tobago. Your thoughts. The first question I have for you, what's the one thing that you could say, maybe a pattern that's emerged the way we play, or maybe or something you feel like every time we play it must happen? Let's say you, Tavejo. But thank you for finding the time to be with me on the pilot. I do hope you're doing well.
Yeah, first of all, big up, bro. How are you?
Yeah, big up, been good and busy. And as I've told you, I'll find time to call you so that we can talk, so you understand where we're at with the move. It's a complex process because it involves the shipping the cars and a lot of things, and ensuring the current house will find somebody to rent it. Some renovations at the current fixes at the current house. So yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. But go ahead, bro. I want to hear from you. I just made a mistake. I just added Dante. I didn't want to add him before. But let's.
Yeah, first of all, what I liked about Enzo Maresca so far, every time we play, it seems like we're doing something differently, and people are not noticing it. Like we said, Kolpama normally always on the right of how we start the play, but again, against Newcastle, he was always on the left. So clearly, you can see something. We are doing something differently. But you mentioned something that everything that we always do right is Kolpama being important to how we play, because without him sometimes we struggle. But again, with him, oh my gosh, we play
He's a
better.
creator. He's a goal scorer. He contributes defensively. I don't think he lacks in anything actually. And
Yeah,
I just quickly, I don't mean to distract you. There's something that what's again Rodrigo, I think that's his name, Rodas, he said on X that Kopama is so fake. You know, it's a joke, right? Like, that's because he does everything so casually, as if effortlessly, that he just can't believe how easy he does them. But go ahead with what you were saying. Is he gone? Okay, it looks like he's on mute.
no. I'm here. I'm just waiting
Okay,
for Dante.
No, don't wait for him.
Yeah,
Just go ahead. It's not important.
yeah. And also, one thing I realized about Enzo Maresca is that now we won't see Moses Caicedo. I mean, Enzo Fernandez playing that role again. He will always play deep like midfielder. And now we are using Romeo Lavia and Moses Caicedo. And you can see how good we are defensively. I know we still be shaky at the back, but we'll get there. My only issue, coach, with the game we played, two issues. Malo Gusto is getting into the right positions, but he doesn't know how to shoot. So he must work on his shooting drills and everything so that he can add goals to his game. Because against Newcastle, oh my gosh, he was far forward, but again, his shooting were poor. Other issue, Robert Sanchez, oh my gosh, this guy, man, we were so lucky that Newcastle didn't capitalize to his mistakes, because he made so many mistakes this game, and Newcastle didn't punish us. So overall, this is my two biggest issue. But again, I'm happy with the performance. I can't lie.
Here's one thing. What you said that I like. That's been obvious, or maybe that's been constant since he joined us. We don't have a particular way to approach games. The approach we deploy in a we employ in a particular game depends on the opposition. Except if the opposition played the same way like our last opponent, then you see the same approach, and that's a refreshing. Under our ex, unfortunately, we've agreed not to mention his name. But here's the thing, even when you don't want to, unfortunately, there are plenty of reasons to start comparing our current relationship with the one we had with our ex. Under our ex, we played constantly with a particular approach, which was very easy to figure out. It was always helter skelter. As much as I agree with you with regards to the defensive solidity that Moises Caicedo and Romeo Lavia brings, if you paid attention to the manager's post conference, post presser, um, you heard him saying he was begging them to slow down a bit and not be too much in a hurry. That's where Enzo Fernandez come in, where he comes in, and I agree with you in terms of him not playing him where you could say in his natural position or in his traditional position. But I still argue since the start of the season he's been one of our best players. Whether the manager prefers to rely a lot on playing using the flank of players on the flank and then ensure that those central connect the midfield with the defense, but more importantly, screen our defensive line. That's fine by me, but I still think he's going to be a constant in this team. Who comes on the pitch depends on who we're playing against, just like he did at Leicester City. So I'm not concerned about people believing, yeah, that's it, it's done. I don't think that's the case. But let's hear Constantine then. The captain is in the house. I pretend I like him, but I don't anyway, and he knows that. I'm going to use him and then dump him.
Yep.
Coach,
Shut up, coach.
be- before
Big up. I'll
Keep
come
going,
back to
coach.
him in
Keep
a
going.
bit. Big up, AB. I'll come back to you in a bit, bro.
Keep going.
Big up, AB. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. What a game! Yeah, what a game indeed. End to end, two end to end. It was too much of an end to end game to my liking. One thing that is certain each week is Fafana making a reckless a challenge and picking up a yellow card. I don't I absolutely do agree with you, and I can't believe that I'm agreeing with you, IB. And I think we did talk about that at length during the pregame show where we talked about the importance of the manager mixing things up at the back, having the cool headedness of what's his name, Tosin Adarabi or Yo, and one of Levi Cowell, or maybe even Fafana. Fafana for me is still too rash. And until his application on the pitch becomes polished, he's gonna be making a lot of mistakes and will be very easy to dribble. And it happened again. It's very easy to beat him right now, given the way he applies himself on the pitch. I hope that changes. There's a good player in there, but it will take him polishing his application on the pitch and the manager helping out for him to be whenever he's on the pitch, you'd be, yeah, okay, fine, and we're good. But right now, you'd be concerned that he'd make one silly mistake that, yeah, that lead to us considering go. Wickler Barish, why did we buy Jorgensen? Are we never going to see him in a Premier League game? Is he good enough? And listen, I think it'd be right to argue that I've learned over time that managers don't change goalkeepers easily. When they do, they want to do that with you can argue proper justification. Then when you look at it, you won't ask too much question as to why that goalkeeper was dropped. It could be a case of you could say him sticking with Sanchez until he gets injured. Something happens. I don't pray he gets injured, but I don't know. Ten Hag has been sacked. I didn't hear that. Clinton Abala, is that true? Did anybody else see that report? But
yeah,
he needs
yeah, coach.
time.
Ah, man, yeah, it sucked. It's
He
official
needs
now.
time, man. Why being
Oh
involved?
man, before playing us. Oh man,
Now we're gonna play them with the new manager bounce. Ten Hag got sacked by United. Santiago Mona my assistant. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding time to be with us. I hope your absence simply means that you've been busy and that nothing bad has happened on your head. Check the news. I believe you. I believe you. It's been confirmed by Tabeo. That's a mistake. This thing's take time. Ten Hag has been sacked. It just looks like as if we were celebrating Akindele, my Niger bro, nice to see you. Yep, Ten Hag has been sacked. Big up, my bro, nice to see you. And we have a Christian David. Hi to you too, bro. And Nipun Shama, if you're listening, apologies. I think it took what did I see that led to me realizing that NSTV Sport TV was actually your YouTube channel. Apologies for that, bro. When I see you here again, uh, things will change so that you'll be able to share the link to your YouTube channel. But big up Dante. Let's hear you. You're not so important, you know that. What's the one thing you would say you'd argue, or maybe you would say that is constant since Enzo Maresca became our manager? Just give me 1 second here. I haven't added you to the scene. Apologies, bro. You see, truly, you're not important. I hope you're realizing that. You're taking the captain thing too seriously, right?
Yeah, taking it too hard, taking it too seriously. I've even got an armband as well.
Yeah.
Uh,
let's
big up to
let's hear
Bego.
you, bro.
Big up everyone in the chat as well. Yeah, what was the question again? You put me off, coach.
What's the one thing you could argue that's constant that is you've observed that we do consistently every time we play? I think Tabejo nailed it. More importantly, that we don't approach all the games with a particular approach. There's always a tweak given the opposition.
Yeah, 100% is tweaking quite a lot actually. Especially this game, there was quite a number of tweaks,
And you could
with some
argue if
interesting
that
ones, some
wasn't the case,
surprises
it would
there.
have been.
So yeah,
Yeah,
definitely
go
tweaking it
ahead.
up quite a lot.
Hmm.
So yeah, look, it's good if it works. It's very good. So no complaints as long as it's working. It's all good. So happy to see. Probably a little bit too much, doing a little bit too much. I think doesn't need to do quite that much. But hey, as long as you're winning, we can't say anything too much about it. So we're all good.
Oh, so that you agree with the tweaking thing, right? I'd
Yeah,
say also mentality. Um, you can see the players we want to
culture.
win.
Culture is probably one of the most important ones. He set the right tone early, and it's been
Hmm.
consistent throughout, and he set the right culture and the right attitude that the players need to show. And
When you
yeah,
say
that's
the right culture, can you elaborate a bit? Be more specific in that aspect.
well, just he's a nice coach, but he's also a very hard coach. He tells you the way it is. Oh, you just threw me off putting the balls on the screen again, coach. The big ball. Jeez. You always have to put the big muscly guy with the ball, sweating all over the ball on
Just
the
leave me
screen.
the heck alone, man.
You just gave me a great idea. I'm going to enter your competition. Some very nice photo for you. I'll have some. Yeah, you just gave me a great idea. Anyway, um, yeah. Look, he set the right culture. He's trying to keep everyone happy, but just the way his demeanor, the way he tells everyone how it is. Like he said, no one's playing unless you deserve it. There will be chopping and changing, and everyone's buying in. Everyone's got to buy in. So yeah, it's very important. That culture is very important. That he sets the players to respect him, and it looks like he's some players he's thrown under the bus. Like don't fit our system, don't fit our style of play. But then the
Would you
players that
call it
he's chosen,
throwing them under the bus? I'd say being truthful to them and not beat about the
it's
bush
truthful.
and
Yeah,
use
it's
maybe
honesty,
yeah.
and that's where I was going. He's being honest. He's very honest, which in turn, if he keeps that earns a lot of respect. Once you have a coach that's going to say it, tell it to you how it is, and he keeps it consistent throughout for everyone, and then yeah, that's what you want. You're going to respect that coach no matter what, and you want to play for him. So, especially at that level, the players, they all think they're good enough. They all think they're stars. They've got egos. So if he earns that respect, and which he has, yeah, that's going to go a long way. And that's about setting the culture, earning that respect from everyone. So yeah, look, I think he's done an amazing job, and we'll see how he goes. Like I said, he's tweaked it. He's tweaked quite a lot of stuff. He obviously watches a lot of films. He does a lot of study of games we've played before, games against our
He's
opposition that we've played.
obsessive with the. He's an
He's a
obsessed with
micromanager.
football.
That's what he is. Yeah, he's an obsessive. He's got a bit of a disorder, maybe,
And
but
it's not a bad thing given our
not a
situation.
bad thing. It's a very good thing. So
We
yeah,
have
he's
too
a
many young
micromanager.
players. If you remember, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Under our ex, we had that issue of him not micromanaging the kids.
No,
This is not like your day to day job. It's a sort of job given the you can say age bracket of the players we have. You
yeah,
need to constantly be on them
exactly, coach.
to
And
get the best out of them. Because if you leave them, kids will always be kids.
and
But go ahead with what you're saying. Sorry.
yeah, and we saw that even Potter before he was a bit over his head, and he was just trying to make. He's such a nice guy, he's trying to make everyone happy. Well, that doesn't work. It doesn't work at that level. He did have a bit too many players, which didn't help, but it's still that management won't really work at big clubs. There's just too many egos. You need to you need to be hard. You need to be a hard coach. You need to earn that respect from the players, and Potter was never going to do it. Uh, our ex, let them do what they wanted. Basically, there wasn't much. There wasn't much, a hard leash. He let them do what they want. Played as many games. You didn't really hold them that accountable, to be honest. So look, they
I
needed
mean,
a
the contrast
micromanager.
is crazy. Ryan
Yeah, I
Shone
always said that.
putting in stinkers week in week out, and he was starting week in week out.
Eight,
Wow.
10 games in a row playing like
Yeah.
stinkers, and really bad stinkers, not just stinkers. So yeah, look, yeah, it's not going to happen under this coach. He's earned that trust, and the micromanaging. I always said we need a coach that micromanages a youth profile. You need a coach that micromanages, because that's when you get the best out of them. They need to pay attention. They need to listen. You need to tell them 100 times everything, and that's what he does. Like you said, it's a bit over the top obsessive, but that's what they needed, because that's how he gets through to these younger kids. That's how the message gets through. And I always said, let's find. I like to always chose the Italian coaches because they do that, and I know from experience as well, they do that. They're
Mhm.
hard, but they do that. They love to micromanage, and they really love to, tell you things 100 times. And if you don't do it, they yell at you and they tell you off, and then they put the arm around you if you do it. So it's reward as well. But yeah, we needed this type of coach, and you're seeing the best. You're seeing the best out of it because of that. We've finally got the right coach.
Yeah, we did. Bobby, I'll come to you in a bit. Just give me a few minutes here. Hi to you, to Chris and David, and Natalini, which is what's his nickname before? He's celebrating the sacking of Eric Ten Hag. You guys are making a serious mistake. This thing, it does take time. Don't be in a rush to fire the manager. I don't know what you guys are doing. Let's see what else we have here. We can see the system he wants to play. We never had that with Poch. I don't know. It's difficult to actually define to say. I think what has been more consistent is how good we are at countering the opposition pressure on us, or maybe the opposition attack, counter
Can
attack
I
to be
answer
more
that one, Coach?
specific. Sorry.
Can I answer that one?
Yeah. Go ahead if you want to.
Yeah, so the big difference under our ex was he put the players out there and told them what to do, but there was no position. There wasn't much positional play and structure. He let it flow. He wanted free flowing football. So just go wherever, do whatever, just play, go out there, have fun, enjoy it. It was free flowing football. It wasn't structural. It wasn't micromanaged, like I was saying before.
Mhm.
Under Maresca, everything is, you got to be in that position. You got to be there in that 2 meter radius. You got to be in that 2 meter radius. You got to be there, and he drills that hard. I see Neto training. He drills that very hard into the players. You got to be there to beat the press and to do that. Also attacking patterns as well. So very different. The big difference for me, from what I can see, our ex was free flowing football. Do what you kind of want. Yeah, position is there, but just do what you want and just play free flowing football. And that's why we were
Helter
all over the
skelter.
place, all over the field. It was just, yeah, that's how it was. That's his system. That's what he liked. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it
and
was
that's the big difference
bananas.
from Maresca. It's way more organized and structured.
Yeah, big up to you, Maya, the Rock, and nice to see you. Big up legends in the panel and the chat. Fabian Shaw will have nightmares after what CP Kopama did to him up the charts. Kopama, he does things so casually that you think it's fake. It was good. It was good. And thank you for remembering Tobi Olalua. I appreciate you. I've met you a moderator now, actually. I wanted to do it the last time you were here, but I forgot. And the reason I remember is that Nightbot has started harassing you. Okay, our team is just young and a bit inexperienced, but they will gain some experience after this season. And the next, I believe, there's a Premier League title win for us in the near future. Listen, I'm going to say something I said before, even though deep down I know it's going to be difficult. Mathematically, we're still in the title race. You can't argue otherwise because that's a fact. Your belief is a different thing from what's possible. And what's possible is that we can still win it. But despite the way, Bobby, coming to you, the first question we're addressing here is what would you say has been constant since the start of the reign of Enzo Maresca? What would you could argue that's been more obvious that we do consistently? But big up to you, Bobby. Sorry, apologies that I haven't said hello to you first of all.
Yeah, coach, I have so much to say today.
Yeah, we'll
Big
get to
up
them one by
Dante,
one.
Coolest Charles. First of all, I need to tell you off because nobody even knows where you are. You're here
Yeah, Bob.
today, gone tomorrow, different times, different. I didn't even know you're streaming now. It's just by chance. I've been home.
I
I thought, right, let
apologize.
me
But
I
look
that's
for
normal,
apologize,
coach.
Bobby.
Bobby.
That's
No,
expected.
that's not right. You see, you
You know
leave
you're my
all
This is
person,
very
Bobby.
normal,
your
Bobby.
fans. You leave all
It's
your
always been like this, Bobby.
fans.
This is how it is.
Yeah, it's anyway. Moving on from that,
It's
and also
consistent.
another thing. Look, I come out swinging for my club. Everybody knows me.
Hmm.
I've got so many things. Just before I get to your question, I've got so
But go
many
ahead.
things that are irking me right now.
Go ahead, Bobby.
I
Go ahead. Go
hate.
ahead. Go ahead. Drop them.
I hate all this BS around Reece James. I think the manager, and I agree with Dante, I think we finally found the right manager. The manager is right to do what he says. You see, there's one thing that modernity is trying to take away from people, and that's honesty. Everybody got to sing from a certain hymn sheet, and you can't have a mind. And it annoys the F out of me when I watch all these DEI hires in sports media doing the hatchet job for special interests, attacking certain clubs, particularly Chelsea, and trying to smear them. First of all, they have too many players. That's that BS narrative they're still doing till today. I'm telling you, Sky Sports need to pay me back some money. I need to talk to some lawyers about that. But that aside, all this BS. Oh, they have too many. Chelsea have no more players than anybody else. The Premier League law is of regulation is that you register 25 players. That's all Maresca works with. He will not work with anybody else. So get off that bandwagon. It's all to keep sneering, undermining, keeping the club down. He comes out, he says, look, I had a word with Reece James. He's my captain, but he needs to do more. Every fan knows it. We've been saying this. He needs to be more vocal on the pitch. I didn't know he wasn't doing so much off the pitch, but clearly he isn't, and it doesn't surprise me. He wants to, you see, he said, I have a developing team. All these boys are developing, and it's true.
Which
Their
Bobby, just
leadership
quickly, which simply
qualities.
means he has to tell them what they need to do to improve and not be,
Thank you.
beat about the bush about it. But go ahead.
Thank you. They're all developing. He says, my captain's developing. All the leaders are developing. We are the youngest team in the Premier League for the second season running. Last season, we were the second youngest club in all of the top five player teams in Europe. Now we are the youngest. in all of the top 5 teams in Europe. What is wrong with these people? Now they're trying to create, oh, it's some issue. Oh, Reece James should be unhappy. Why? They're always stirring the pot. And let me tell you, it's not a coincidence that they've decided to sack Ten Hag now just before the Chelsea game. You know, all these little snipes, all these little tactics. No, these are things that all add up and they matter. Look at how we carried injuries with a young squad, a new squad for an entire season. And when I say injuries, I mean mammoth injuries. Our key players all gone. Nobody ever spoke about it. They were always attacking Chelsea. Arsenal have one or two little injuries here and there. And oh, woe is me. They won't be able to field the team against Liverpool. I am so sick of these people. It's unreal. Coming back to your question, I've got to get that off because somebody has to say it. Somebody has to keep saying it, saying it. They
Bobby, we
can't just
appreciate the
say this
fire. Go
crap.
ahead, brother. Preach, preach. Go
You know,
ahead.
they can't just keep saying this crap and think we all just got to sit there and take it. You know,
Hmm.
nobody can have a mind these days. You're not allowed to talk. You're not allowed to build. You're not allowed to. You have to fit into a dictatorship, a narrative, a system that they have decided that they want you to be in, even in sport. Simple sport. Oh, it has to be Man United. Oh, it has to be Liverpool. We fill the entire mainstream media with Liverpool. But thank God now I've actually found a new channel. It's come from your country, coach. You know, and also they give us 3 o'clock games. So if I can't get to the bridge, I can watch it. You know, I watch Peacock now.
Is
At
this
the
Super
moment,
Sports? Oh,
well,
from the
Peacock, I don't
US.
know what it is.
Uh,
Yeah,
Pe-
you know,
Peacock.
yeah, at the moment, you know, they have Robbie Earl there. I don't know, ex-Wimbledon, but at least he's behaving himself. All we want as fans and we subscribe to is a channel that's objective and balanced. I don't want a channel always telling me, oh, Chelsea have so many players, all these attacks. I can't watch Sky Sports and listen to commentary and watch a game. I have to switch off the commentary, switch off the punditry because there's never any Chelsea person in the punditry, and I'm watching images and I'm paying for this shit. So yeah, I'm paying for Pika at the moment. It's fine. I'm enjoying commentary. I'm enjoying
Lots
some
of
of the
games.
narrative. You know, so, yeah, lots of games as well. But when they talk about Chelsea, yeah, there's certain things you can raise as a criticism, but it's all objective. It's no agenda. There's no plan. There's no sniping. Nobody come, oh, they have too many players. Nobody even says that, shit. You know, I'm sick of it. I think we are on a dangerous precipice in the world. And this transcends beyond sport. This is not what this is about, but we're getting into real dangerous territory where people are being controlled and systems are set up and you must follow it or else. No, I will never do that. And anybody come for Chelsea, I come for them. Now, what does Maresca, what has he done consistently so far all season?
I know Bobby
I
will be
think the
different.
first
Let's
thing,
see.
no, the first thing we got to talk about is perhaps what the club has done to fix the injury problem. I know the injury problem had to come to an end at some point, but at least they're paying attention to the management of players.
It didn't
I
magical.
am
The
so
injury issue
thankful.
didn't magically disappear. So it's important
No,
to, yeah.
No, I am so thankful for the Conference League. You know, people turn their nose up at it. I'm happy for it. I think it's going to help us. I think as a young team, developing, integrating, learning to play big competitions, learning to play with each other, that is a good competition to be in. You know, it's not as at a at a penal level where you're facing teams that if you're not careful, they'll spank the hell out of you. You're facing teams that normally you should beat, but you're getting the opportunity to learn what the manager wants, use the depth of the squad, and get the squad to a point where even if you swap out 11 players for 11 players, it shouldn't matter. And I think that's very important. And what has helped us a lot this season, unlike last season, is that we're managing our players' playing time, especially those post long-term injury. Most of our
Mm.
players are not playing more than once a week. So all these people coming out with, oh, Nkunku's only playing in the cups and in the Conference League. Oh, he's going to be unhappy. Nkunku's playing once a week. Cole Palmer's playing once a week. Everybody is playing once a week. So where are you coming from? It doesn't really matter what competition as such. It doesn't matter. They're talking to João Felix. João Felix, how do you feel? He said, well, I'm playing Conference League. I hope my game catches the eye of the manager, and if he chooses a more high profile game to put me in,
That's
fine,
what
I'm going to
players
be
we
there.
believe it will explode.
They are all buying into the project. We're at a point where the players understand what's going on here. Rome wasn't built in a day. Yes, I've always said this on your platform and everywhere. Chelsea will not be actually prepared to play the Premier League till December. We're still building, rehearsing, getting to know each other. We've gone some way. The thing we have done well this season is that while we're doing that, we're winning, which is so important. By the way, I think the Dodgers have won the World Series, or they will do after they play the Yankees tonight. So Todd Bowley should be
I'm not
happy.
sure where they are with that.
So
I know you did send me something, but I haven't looked at it.
yeah, they're ahead. I think it's game 3 tonight. I'm not a baseball person, but I'm just in it because that's another one of our clubs, as it were. I think it's all part of who we are. So on that sporting front, we're having some serious success. But that aside, we're winning while we're integrating, while we're learning. Look, let me tell you, that 2-1 victory against Newcastle wasn't a joke. Newcastle's a good team. They had a point to prove. They need to get out of the rut they're in. They have players that have played together longer than we have. They're physical, they're fast, and they can be very, very clinical with this striker they have, and some. So beating them 2-1 in the game that last season we could have probably lost, especially with our injury roster, I think is quite an achievement and quite a mark of the progress of where we are. And we're not there yet. I don't think we're up to 50% of capacity. I think we've got about 6, 7 more weeks to go till we really hit the stride. And, disrupted by the international break, I think you have to say we probably won't hit the stride till the middle to the end of December, if not January. This is how long it takes. And even then, the team, since they're so young, is going to continuously being developed. There was a platform I was on, I can't remember. I think it may have been Dante talking when we were with Tobago. I can't remember which one, when someone made a very, very valid point, and I really subscribe to this point. I'm telling you, boys, if this team continues integrating, blending in, learning the coach learning them, utilizing the depth of the scope of the squad, if this team dares win one trophy, that's it. That's it. They will become serious. The trophies will start pouring in. You see, winning is a habit and a nous. And once you get the habit, you get the nous. And it becomes repetitive. And they're so young, and keeping them together, they will know how to keep doing. It will turn from a development to a project to a machine. And that is the trajectory with which we're going. I think people are terrified of Chelsea. That's why the media is sniping. You notice little snipes here, little snipes there, trying to demoralize the fan base, inject silly little things here and there, because they are scared. And they need, with every right, they should be. That result against Newcastle should scare everybody. We weren't too far away
They
from
should.
getting a result against Liverpool, and we've turned around and taken on one
You
of
could
the
argue we were robbed against Liverpool.
um okay. Yeah, so I think they're all scared. Look at this Man United gimmick they're doing. It's fear, because they know what is happening at Chelsea. There is a machine being created, and machines, sometimes when they're programmed to a certain direction, they're very difficult to stop. So back to your question, what have we done well? We've collectively created a club structure, a playing project, the structure going right the way from the medical room to the decision making process in terms of hiring players, firing players, dropping players, setting a wage structure. We are beginning to become an overall oiled machine. The cogs are being put in place, the system is being set up, the workers are oiling here, oiling there. It's beginning to click, 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 and turn over. Once it starts going smoothly, it's going to be unstoppable. That's what we're doing well this season.
Thank you so much, Bobby. I appreciate the fire you bring to the panel. Quickly, Dante, I'll come to you in a bit. Yeah, Maya the rapper, nice to see you, bro. I do hope you're doing well. They're making a huge mistake. It takes time. It takes time. They've made a lot of changes. Yeah, Conference League is helping us a lot, but everyone wants to play in the Premier League. I mean, it's a gradual process. I think the manager has found a way to manage the team effectively, and they all seem happy, in my opinion. And whenever you interview them, I know they will never say otherwise. But from my perspective, I'd say yeah. From what I've seen so far, I'd say yeah. They all seem happy, and he's been able to keep them happy. And maybe
No, I beg
we'll
to differ,
see.
coach. Coach, I beg to differ. If players aren't happy, they hint it at in interviews. We've had it many a time before. These
Mhm,
players have bought into the project. I can't think of, and they are handpicked for that.
mhm.
If you don't want to be at Chelsea, they won't leave you at Chelsea. Look what they've done to Achipong. We have
Yeah,
no tolerance for that sort of thing. So I beg to differ. I think those players are happy,
yeah.
and if they come before camera, they're expressing their feelings.
Yeah, and chances are the manager will find a way to always move some players to the midweek games and then move and vice versa, just to show them. Yeah, it's about you could say just to balance things out, to keep them all happy. Whatever he does, I don't know. Whatever he's been doing has worked perfectly, in my opinion. Let's see what else we have here. I love how we are playing the Conference League. We needed to win that trophy, yeah, to complete the set. That's how it becomes important the moment we got involved. It became an important trophy, important competition the moment we got involved. Real facts, Bobby. Love to you there, Bobby from Maya. Yes, because they know that we are coming back to top level football and they want to undermine it. Jealousy is real. And his thing, I'm just going to say what Two Face Adibia says: if nobody talks about you, then you're nobody. It's as simple as that. We'll always be talk of the Premier League. It's the most talked about club in the Premier League because of our success, in my opinion. Let's see what else we have here. Big up to you too, Shafodinho. Nice to see you. Eric Ten Hag gone. Big mistake by Manchester United. Yeah, it's been confirmed even by Fabrizio Romano. Dante, from your observation, what would you say was the overall strategy? I know you're good at figuring that out, so let me throw that question at you.
The overall strategy for the Newcastle game,
Hmm.
well, he changed it up a little bit. We did see some very surprising moves, like James playing left back. That was a big surprise for a lot of people, for myself included. Um, so yeah, he actually he did very well. He played very well. He had a great game. So that was great to see. And then he
I
moved to
think
the
the
right, of
approach. I
course.
think the manager. I think he didn't run too much, and I think that was on papers.
Yeah, look, it was tactical. He says that word tactical a lot when he's asked about it. So that's what he responds is to all these. It's tactical, and it is tactical. You obviously saw something that James will provide against the matchup on that side. A lot of
Did we
film.
lose? Okay, go ahead. I
He
thought we
watches a lot
lost
of
you.
film. He says he watches a lot of film. He watches us play. He's watched us play last season. He said he's watched it 100 times. The games. He's obsessive a bit with it, like you said. But he's looking at everything, the opposition, us, and he's being micromanaging everything down to a T. And he sees something, he's going with his guts instinct. If he sees that's the matchup he wants, he does it. He makes the change. He's not afraid. He's not scared. He'll tell the player once we're winning and it works, no one can complain about it. It's working, and you can't have complaints when it's working. Was it surprising? Yeah, it was surprising. We've never seen, but it worked pretty well because he nullified that side pretty well. And then he moved across to the right. He was probably one of our best players on the day. He did very, very well. So, and like we did say on the show last night and yesterday, sorry, he wanted to get. Did he get a bit of a response out of James by going public with that statement? A little bit. His performance was top notch, and he tried to lead by example. So when we said that's why I said I was very happy that he came out and said that it's a positive. It's either way, it's a positive because he's gonna either react or he's not, and then he gets stripped of the armband and he can concentrate on his football. These pressures off him. So either way, we'll see what he's got and how he reacts. And on the pitch, he reacted very well. Like I said, he was one of the best players. He had two clearances off the line. He really put it all out there and left it all out there, and he left him on for the 90 minutes. So played the full game, which was very surprising as well. Coming back his second game only and full 90 minutes. That was a bit surprising.
Would it be right to say he led by example?
That's what I said. Yeah, he led by example. He, as in the defending aspect of the game, he really led by example. He was all over the place. He was tackling hard. He was passing really well, but he was switched on. He was more attentive. Why? Because Maresca put that pressure on him, and it worked. It absolutely worked. And like I said, it was going to be a positive. It's going to work because he's going to think about that. And he's going to know. So he's going to put extra effort in, going to go twice as hard. And that's exactly what happened. He was all over the place, 2 goal line clearances, very solid defensively. And he led by example in the defensive acts and the acts that he did. He led by example 100%. So look, there was a reaction there. Yeah, it's a little early, but that's the reaction you wanted to get. And it's all over social media. Everyone's saying, our captain's back. The performance is amazing. He was world class again. So what did Maresca achieve? He got in his head and he achieved what he wanted. He knew what he was doing. He got it out of him. So for this game, especially, obviously wanted this game to get it out of him, and he did. So in front of the home fans,
he finished 90. He finished the game, right? He did finish the game.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And he's not injured. So, yeah.
And there was a lot of extra time, a lot of stoppage time as well. It wasn't 90. It was more like 110 all up or something. So it was a lot of minutes. I was a bit surprised by that he pushed him that hard and he left him on. I thought he maybe should have taken him
maybe
off.
the approach, the fact that he wasn't running too much, and that aspect was on papers, so he wasn't stressing himself too much.
No, coach, it's the opposite. He did run a lot. Check his
really?
Yes, check his running numbers. He ran one of the most.
But maybe not as much.
No, he ran a lot. That's what I'm trying to say. He was pushing. He ran so much.
I'd have to look at it again, but go ahead.
Yeah, he put so much effort in. He covered so much ground, left, right, because he was, on that left side, sort of coming in a little bit as well. Sometimes going a wide, coming in and the left center back as well a little bit, and he was covering a lot of ground. And by the numbers, how they read the GPSK numbers, he was one of the top ones. So he ran a lot. Like I said, it wasn't a 90-minute game. It was like nearly 110-minute game because of the stoppages. So it was a long day, long game, and he ran a lot. So I was surprised it didn't take him off a bit earlier because it's only his second game back. But obviously, that just reiterated to me that that's what he wanted to see out of him. Push him, react, put in the performance, and I'm going to leave you on there and you go as hard as possible. So, look, it worked. So, yeah, praise that to Maresca and to James for reacting. So that's a good to see. Other than that, look, what we did different, we still played. So we were still quite defensive. We didn't really push forward as in because we had Lavia and obviously playing with Caicedo there. They still both stood more as DMs. Gusto was probably pushing more what was different. He was pushing more advanced, not really a DM, not joining in the DM position with them, though he was going advanced past them, more like in a 8-10 role. He was in between the lines. And that's why you see he went forward quite a lot. He had quite a few chances. He got involved. The problem is with Gusto is he's not an offensive player, is he? So he really struggled offensively because of that reason. So look, he nullified going back the other way defensively because he's quite fast and he's very fit. He's got a good tank. He runs quite a lot. But yeah, it was a little bit of a wasteful as he was wasteful going forward because he's not that type of player. He's not a 10 to play in that role. He played really advanced, and that was tactical. That was very different because Newcastle have those three big midfielders that play really tight and in close, and they really make the pitch really small in that center area. So what Maresca did is pushed Gusto advance past them so he can break that line. So Gusto was receiving those balls from the defensive midfielders and bypassing those. So that was a tactic, and that was something very different. We didn't really haven't seen Gusto playing a 10 position, pushing from that right back all the way into a 10 when we were in possession, then coming back out to the right back when we were out of possession. So yeah, he had a lot of Ks. He ran a lot of K. I think he had most on the field, if I remember correctly, because he was running back there and he went so much forward. So that was very different. Did it work? Well, it worked pretty well defensively. Going forward, no, it didn't work because he squandered a lot of the ball. Every time he got it, he didn't know what to do in that position. Shoot, pass, and yeah, he lost the ball like 5-6 times in that role. Tobago, I think, was saying earlier that he was saying he had a couple of shots and he couldn't even shoot properly. Yeah, his body positioning wasn't right. He doesn't know what to do in that position. He's never played in a 10. So it's a bit of a tight space there for him. So, but look, it worked because we bypassed, but the wrong player to execute there. That's probably the only criticism on Gusto. He's not that type of player to execute from there. But otherwise, yeah, that was different, like I said. So otherwise, we nullified Newcastle pretty well. A few defensive errors again, like we're talking about. Fofana, very reckless, but that's how he plays. He's aggressive. He always goes in for hard challenges. He's always going to get a yellow card pretty much every game. It's just how he plays. He steps out of the line. And yeah, it was a bit worrying to see his knee. I thought he did his knee again, his KK leg. Buckled when he got under the challenge. I was worried he's done his knee again, but thank God he hasn't. It's just a little bit of a strain, so he should be all right. He won't be playing, obviously, in the next game, so he should be all right by next week. But look, he struggled a little bit. And then, of course, our goalkeeper. Yeah, well, I don't need to say more about our goalkeeper. He had a pretty bad game distribution-wise. Yeah, he was all over the place. He nearly cost us again a couple of times. Thank God Newcastle didn't take advantage of it. But structure-wise, yeah, the big difference was that bypassing Newcastle's, putting Gusto in that position passed all the way up until a 10 as an extra attacker, because Caicedo and Lavia sat back as defensive midfielders. So when Newcastle attack and they break, they can't break through the middle, which is what they love to play through.
Yeah, Bobby, let me throw this one at you quickly. It's off topic, but let's just address it. In final, I don't think. Again, he's not a regular here. Probably don't know. Maybe he's been listening. I don't know, but he doesn't know how we operate. Do you think the change, the managerial change at United will cause a problem for us? It's saying that I am afraid of the new manager bounds on Sunday. It's almost always a concern. Players will be at their very best to impress the new manager, you know. But
Yeah, they won't have a new manager, coach, by the way, and Bobby. They won't have a new manager.
so it will be Van Nistelrooy remaining
Correct. And he's
in
been there
Mm.
charge.
from the
Okay.
start. Yeah, he's
But
been there
even
from
as that, he changed his stance, his own way, because he
Mm.
was second to Eric Ten Hag, which simply
The
means now
the
that Ten Hag isn't
the
there, he will implement his own preferred approach. Go ahead, Bobby.
yeah, I mean there is always a kind of siege mentality that comes about when a manager is sacked and a sort of interim is there. You know, I remember when we had this guy, is it Bruno, when we got rid of Pochettino, when we got rid of Potter. You know,
Potter. Yeah.
Bruno was a coach who had never coached anything, not to mention a Premier League club. But he went and managed to get a draw against Liverpool. So there's always that kind of bounce that happens. Will it happen against Chelsea with Man United? In as much as there's every chance of that happening, there's also a big chance of it completely backfiring. I mean, they might end up getting their ass absolutely kicked and spanked. I don't know, but the players will be up for proving a point, especially those that perhaps didn't get on with the former manager. There's always that thing that, the new guy comes in, and if XYZ has been frozen out, he gives him a start and he comes on wanting to prove a point. There's always that psychological aspect of it all. However, I don't think that can be our focus. We have to focus on who we are, what we're doing. The issue of Chelsea is that they will always carry this season that element of surprise because they're learning each other, not to mention anybody else. What Maresca did on Sunday, yeah, it was Sunday yesterday. He brought Reece James to left back for the first half and Gusto at right back. He left Cucurella and Vega on the bench. you know, there are little things he will do like that, which will keep the opposition guessing. Why is he doing that? Why is he doing that? As it was a tactical impetus to create more of an offensive thrust for who was on our left, by the way. I've forgotten when Reece was on the left.
Neto.
Was on yeah, Neto, yeah. For Neto on the left, because he's not a particularly great defender, so he needed somebody slightly more robust to back him up a bit. And on the right, Gusto has legs, as does Noni. So it was all a little bit of a offensive as well as defensive ploy. We needed our players to be at it because, as he said, tactically, he was limiting the idea of playing long balls because he knows Newcastle are fast and they're good on the break. So if you play a long ball and you lose the ball and all your players are forward, they can always hit you on the break, which they kind of a little bit did with the goal that shouldn't have been, because if that was, then we beat them 3-1 instead of 2-1 because Cole Palmer's first goal should have been, but that's another topic. So we're tactically coming up with new things, and we're learning each other within those new things. So it's going to be a daunting prospect anyway for them. Nothing much should change from our point of view. From their point of view, they will have quite a bit of work to do. I think they're playing midweek as well. Are they still in the Carabao Cup? Because if they are, then they're definitely playing, just like we are. So that will be an opportunity for some of our scouts to kind of go and have a look and see what they're up to. But I don't think they should be our focus at all. Our focus should be ourselves and what we're doing, and we have every chance, if we play as we can, we have every chance of being very successful up there. Newcastle on Wednesday is that's not going to be easy, but
No,
quite
especially
clearly,
after we beat them at home.
exactly.
We
But
beat them in the
that's
Premier
where
League.
using the depth of the squad comes in, and all these people with the narrative. What's his name? João Felix should be complaining he's not playing in the Premier. Well, if you can stand up and do what Cole Palmer did in this game against Newcastle away at St James's Park, I don't think they get any tougher than that. And they're not going to play some slouches against you. They're going to come out strong, and you're going to have to be Chelsea's strength. Lavia won't play that game. Cole Palmer won't play that game. At best, they will be on the bench. I don't think they'll probably even be on the bench. So it's those people that play our so-called lesser Conference League games that will play that game. So they better be on it like a Scotch bonnet, because it's not going to be easy. So there's no hiding. Playing once a week shouldn't be sniffed at by any of those players. Every single game they go out to play is competitive. We went to Panathinaikos. Yeah, they're not in the greatest of their forms, but they were still at home, and they're still a fairly nifty outfit. And if you haven't got your wits about you, you're going to get tanked. They gave us a bit of a bloody nose in the early part of the first half of that game because we weren't winning the ball correctly in the midfield. don't let me go on about Dewsbury Hall, please, because I'll get upset, and I'm trying not to. But you see,
Please don't.
so we've got to be on our game in every game.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Bobby. I appreciate that. What else do we have here? We've addressed that. And Maya, the rapper, also has something to say. I don't think Eric Ten Hag's sacking will affect us. We will beat them. We are impressive so far. Okay. United only have one win in 8 games. That's when you get concerned. That's they're playing tennis, so that's where you get concerned. But so far this season, you could argue the signs are good with regards to the existence of Charity FC. But let's see what happens. 2 wins since the 2 wins. Okay, since was the last time. And everything Hank is gone. Big up to you too, Vic. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. I know you're probably at work. Let's what else we have here. Weekly Barrister saying that our strong results show preseason games don't always predict the season. A lot of people didn't want to know. People were concerned and rivals underestimated us, but despite that, some defensive issues, we're proving them wrong, and I'm happy. I trust the management. My confidence in the team is growing, and as I said during the pre-game show, it hasn't grown to an extent where I'd say going into a game, I'd say, yeah, we're definitely beating that team. I just know that we'll do well, irrespective of what the outcome ends up being. What new manager bounce? I don't remember the last time we won at
So
Old
negative,
Trafford.
Vic is so negative these days.
Yeah,
Since
maybe
our ex
he is
left,
really. Maybe
since our ex
he's the
left, he's
real.
so bitter.
He's the new panic bus driver or negative bus driver. Go ahead, Dante. You were saying something.
Just saying, since our ex left, he's been so bitter. Like he's still not over it.
Yeah, he likes him that much. Right.
The
Vic is
barbecues,
saying
yeah.
that. Go ahead.
It's the barbecues. He misses the barbecues too
Yeah, he
much.
misses the barbecues. Yeah, we know. He thinks we don't know. In the last 20 Premier League games against Manchester United, we won 5 times. The last time we won at Old Trafford was May 5th, 2013. That was 11 years ago. Maybe it's about time the record is broken. And I think we
Exactly.
can.
There you go. Positivity. See, coach,
Yeah.
that's the way. Not like Vic.
I think we can, in all honesty, no jokes. I said the channel is good for mental health, yeah, which the part he didn't say was football wise.
If we don't
We're
beat them
trash.
now, we'll never will.
All right, but that's by the way. Vic is saying hello to you. What else do we have up here to address? To me, I was gonna ask you this now. How confident um are you in this team? Do you trust them that much right now, given how well we've done? You can say how well we've been playing since the start of the season. Let's say Tubeho. How much do you trust this team?
You mean I trust Enzo Maresca?
And the team,
And the team,
from whatever angle you want to take it
wherever
from.
angle you want to take it from.
No, it's the
Yeah,
echo
no,
again.
it's the echo again. Yeah, unfortunately, Dante cut off our electricity. That's why I'm having an echo, thanks to him. So So in terms of the team, how we are playing this season, I'm more confident each and every game that we're going to play, rather than last season under our ex, when we knew that we might lose or lose the game. So now the way we are playing this season, I'm more confident that we are going to win the game. Even on I think it's Wednesday, right, against Newcastle. I'm not afraid of them at their home ground. So bring it on. Let's beat them again. I mean,
Yep, we can actually beat them again. But let's say your thoughts, Dante. What's the question again? Let's say you talk about your trust in the team. How much do you trust them now? And is your trust driven by how well we've done so far this season, or the overall performance of the team, the manager? We want to hear you talk about that. But I remember we did talk about that, not at length, but to considerable measure where I said, yeah, I do trust them. At least I don't go into games concerned. Even when I'm not sure what the outcome would be, I'm always confident that they give a good account of themselves, and that has been the case since the start of the season. under Enzo Maresca. The confidence continues to grow by each game, and let's see where it be by the time we play 5 more games. But let's say you, Dante.
Yeah, coach. Well, first of all, uh, definitely the manager. I trust the manager. I know what he's about, uh, and he's going to give it his all. And he's, like I said, he micromanages everything. He watches a lot of film. He tells the guys 100 times and puts it in their head and gives them the confidence. Then they respect him, and that gets results. So first of all, the manager, 100%. The game plan, of course, from the manager, and the players as well. They've matured a little bit. You know, we've got a few new players this season, but predominantly still still some from last season as well. They were, at least they were there. So look, yeah, 100%. The manager's probably the most important piece here. That was the important piece, of my opinion. I always said that's the one missing, the manager, someone that can get these young guys and really teach them and show them how it's done off and on the pitch. And we've seen that he's doing that. He's doing it off the pitch. He's doing it on the pitch. He's been amazing. 100%. He gets. I think he's got everyone's trust. Um, the players, of course, need to get credit. Some of them have matured a little bit. They went through hard times. Sometimes when you go through those hard times, you can get better and you get stronger as well. So that helps a lot. And they all went through it together as well. So they've got that camaraderie there. They all know each other. Like I said, the culture is very good as well. And the culture comes down from the manager, but also the club, the ownership, the directors, everyone. They created this. This is what they wanted. So we got to give props to them that they created this. So I know people don't like to hear that and say that too much, but they created this financially, the cap, absolutely everything. We're on the right path, and like a lot of people said in the chat earlier, that they think we'll do very well this season, but by next season we could actually be up there competing. And then, like Bobby said earlier, if we win one cup, well, that confidence is going to go through the roof, and these players are going to be pretty unstoppable. So yeah, we're pretty well set up for the near future, and for the foreseeable future, we're very well set up. So financially, with players and coach, manager, absolutely everything, even ownership, in my opinion, I think they've made mistakes, but they've always had the right intentions, and the way they've gone around things financially, and what they're going to still be doing. Yeah, I think they deserve some praise as well. So yeah, that's my two take on it, coach.
Yeah, any different takes?
And one
Go,
thing,
yeah, go
yeah,
ahead,
sorry
Tibet.
about my echo. Yeah, one thing I just want to add. Every second half we are playing under Enzo Maresca, we are a different team. So I like that about Enzo Maresca, is that it's adjusting to the games, and in the second half, boom, the team plays better than the first half. So big up to him, and then thank you Leicester City fans for telling crap about him. Tell us crap about him.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Bobby. Just give me 1 second. I'll be with you.
Sorry, just to add there,
Maya,
coach, just before
sorry.
Bobby goes, and like we were saying
Mhm.
yesterday on the show, how we're confident, and you were saying, you know, last season, the same as me, we're not confident that we're going to win. Maybe we win. We don't know what's going to happen in the game. It's either draw, loss, win. It can be a big loss, small loss. It can be all over the place.
In
This
all
season,
last season, we'd be winning 3-0 and you'd still be concerned.
yeah, exactly. Look, like I was saying yesterday, I'm confident we're not gonna lose, and not lose heavily. That's not gonna happen. I don't see this team, and the way the coach does, and how quick he is to react to change, make changes, tactical changes, personnel changes. He'll do it at halftime if he needs to. He'll take 5 players off at halftime if he needs to, if we're having a shocker. So I don't see that happening, and I'm not worried about that this season. I still think we've got a goal. We'll concede a goal every game, but I'm pretty confident we'll score 2 to 3 goals a game, because we've got that such good firepower and the structure that we're set up in. So yeah, I draw. Yeah, we lost against Liverpool, but really, did we deserve to lose? No, I don't think we deserve to lose. Minimum, I think we should have got a draw in that game. If not, we should have really won for a couple of bad decisions and a couple of missed chances. So yeah, I'm not worried about it this season at all. And like I said yesterday, I said, look, I think we're going to beat Newcastle. Are we going to smash them? Probably not. But are we going to beat them? Yeah, we're probably going to beat them 2-1, 3-1. We've got that in us. So we're just too good going forward.
Yeah, thank you so much. But I just don't want it to gradually become, you could say, similar situation to that of Frank Lampard, where we were scoring tons of goals, but the truth remains you just cannot outscore every opposition. That was wild. This is what we have here in Maresca. We trust, and I think I'd say the same. Maresca's demeanor in press conferences, I believe, positively influences our team's mentality. I mean, it trickles down. He's the leader. The young players are looking up to him, so his behavior is important. That he watches whatever he does. But that's by the way. Let's say you, Bobby. What's the question again? Let's say you talk about your confidence in the team. What defines it? Is it the manager's tactical ability, or is it just the crop of players we have, or maybe how we've improved? What defines your confidence in the team, Bobby? Did we
Yeah,
lose
I mean
Bobby?
the confidence, if you want to use that word, that
Mm.
one has in the team is born of, first of all, the players and the manager. You know, when you see a manager using tactical astuteness to address games, you know, trying to implement game management tactics. You could see they're still learning. Of course, they are. You know, a lot of the game management is based around ball possession. And sometimes they struggle with that because they're in the infancy of developing that. And the defense is in the infancy of its, you know, of perfecting itself. You know, a defensive unit takes time to be able to be a functional defensive unit. It takes a lot of time. It takes experience. Now people are always saying, oh, we don't have experienced players. You can even have an experienced player in that defense. They can keep things calm and keep things going for a while. But if the entire unit is not experienced in knowing how to play with each other, it will start to show. And whether we like it or not, we are in the process of that. But we're doing very well in that. What you can see, what gives me confidence in the team, is that the improvement is obvious. It's there to see. Nicolas Jackson, from how he started this time last year to what he is now, it's night and day. He is so much more improved. It's crazy. And he's still got more to go. In fact, Nicolas Jackson might end up being one hell of a striker because he's got everything. He can drop deep, he can play left, he can play right, he can play through the middle, he's got pace, he can be physical, you know. Yeah, he's a skinny
He's
sort
a
of
perfect
guy,
striker
but
for Maresca.
yeah, but you know, he doesn't get, you know, bullied that easily. Why? Because he has some strength and he has pace. So, you know, there's a lot you can see has improved. The only area that we're still, although there's even been some improvement there as well, but maybe we could really do better. And the conversation I know will keep coming as to whether we can find this world class goalkeeper. I think we have one already on the cusp of that. It's just we let him go. You know, we have to realize that in the process of all our development, Petrovic was part of it, and Petrovic is proving now to perhaps be yet again our most solid goalkeeper. And all this nonsense about, oh, he can't play with the ball at his feet, I don't buy that. I don't see anything wrong with him with the ball at his feet. But that's another topic, and I think that won't be addressed till the summer anyway. But you know, that's my confidence in the team. Chelsea going to games now, just as Dante was alluding to, and you know they're not going to get their ass kicked. You just know. You're like, no way, this ain't happening. Whoever you are, if you're not careful, we'll turn you over. You know, we went to Anfield. We should have turned them over, really. If we'd taken our chances, we beat them. We had more potentially clear-cut chances than they did. Yeah, they're a better team, more used to each other, more mature. But you could see how Ernie Slot was blowing and panting after the game, that he knew, and he came out and said it. He said, "You see these guys, this is a damn good team." I think if you get him in a corner at the end of the first half of the season and ask him, Ernie, which team do you really think is going to be a big problem to you going forward? He'll tell you Chelsea. All of them will. All of them will. Even uh, Pep Guardiola, who played us in the first game of the season and was leaps and bounds better in terms of the functionality of his team. He knows the manager we've got, and he knows the talent in the youngsters that we've got, and he knows what's going to happen. They all know. That's why the media wants to stop it.
Hmm. All right, then to pay attention because the question I'm going to ask you, it's important that you pay attention to this. Possession 50-50. Expected goals, Chelsea finished with 1.61, they finished with 1.81. Total shots, we finished with 17, they finished with 11 shots on target, 7 for us, 3 for them. Big chances, 3 for them, 1 for us. What else is important there? Corners, 7 for us, 4 for them. But XC 1.81 for them and 1.61 for them. Would you say this was a deserved win? That was a deserved win, or do you think we were lucky? Because that it was a close game.
Yeah, it was close, but overall we deserve to win. Yes,
Can you
we deserve to
justify
win.
that comment?
Yeah, I just think the overall play. Yeah, stats. If you just look at those stats, you think it's a extremely close game, or maybe Newcastle even just edged it. But I think we controlled the game much better overall. Even though position stats there don't tell you that, I think we controlled the possession better. I think we broke the lines much better. Like I said, where the play was breaking down nearly every time was Gusto. Unfortunately, I don't want to paint Gusto that bad, but yeah, but like I said, he's never played in that position before. He's never been so far up the pitch in behind central. He's never really played there. So I think a lot of the build up, the really good build up play and the possession got broken down in that area. Once Gusto got the ball there, he just didn't know what to do with it. He was a bit confused, looking left, looking right, trying to shoot, and just horrible, pretty bad all around. But yeah, look, he's never played there before, so I'll give him a pass on that one. But up until that point, yeah, we did much better. Newcastle were, you can see they were kind of hanging on most of the time. They really were not that confident. Yeah, they had a couple of good moments here and there, but yeah, they were not very confident. We broke through them, especially in the first, like Bobby was saying, how Jackson has improved. Did you see the turns Jackson was doing in that first half an hour against, dragging the defenders out and just touches here, touch left, touch on the right, drag the players out, running left, running right, wide. Um, the flicks he was doing, the tricks he was doing to get around the players, he made them look really ordinary. So look, the play just got broke down a bit when we did get in that final third. Like I said, that area there in behind, Gusto was there in that where Palmer was there as well, and it was getting a bit confusing in there. So that was the only problem, I think. Otherwise, we did pretty well defensively. Of course, I spoke about the keeper. His distribution was pretty horrible yesterday. Normally, he's not too bad, but yesterday, every long ball, even the short passes, they were just not going in the right direction, basically. All overhit, all the long balls were overhit, going out on the touchline, giving up poor possession. And this is what led to those stats. The keeper added a lot of that, losing a lot of poor possession. Gusto, the other part, most of it. Some of our, it's defender, like I said, Fofana didn't have a very good game either. He gave the ball away a lot. But the rest all performed very well. We kept the ball very well. It's just unfortunately the keeper and the Gusto in that area that he didn't know, he lost a lot of the ball. Otherwise, we played very well, played through them, sliced them up, left, right. Just that central area a little bit was the problem. That's because they are packed there. They play with the three central midfielders, all very physical guys there, and they played in that area as well. But I think the stats, they're a bit deceiving. I think we were much better than those stats tell you there on the eye test because of that.
But you do agree that it was a close game. It was tight. It was an open
No, not
game.
that tight. A scoreline, you mean? Yeah, and those stats there,
But again,
maybe
it
a
was
little bit tight.
still, you could say, pretty much end to end, wasn't it?
Not that much, coach. No, not that much, to be honest. A little bit at the end. Yeah, they put a bit more pressure on because when once Eddie Howe made the changes, he had to make the changes. He had no choice. He was down. So yeah, a little bit. They tried to put the pressure on at the end a little bit, and that's why the stats moved a little bit more even because of that. But overall, no, I don't think it was that close. No, I think we were the much better team overall.
Mhm. All right, I'll come to Bobby in a bit. Mike and Nim, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. GFC, go ahead. Nice to see you, brother. I don't know whether he's trying to quit. I'm not sure what's going on there. Coach, I'm disappointed they sacked Eric the Head. We needed to. I don't. I usually can. I don't want us to go into that game with the mindset that we're beating them because they've been performing badly. I want us to go into that game with the mindset that we have to be at our best to beat them. Sanchez needs to be dropped. Bobby, let me ask you the same question I asked Dante. Um, a deserved win for us. What do you think, Bobby? Is Bobby
Yeah,
gone?
absolutely a
Okay.
deserved win for us. Absolutely, we were the better team.
Mm.
I think Newcastle struggled to cope with us in large parts of that game. When we got our passing patterns together, we tore them apart. There's absolutely no doubt about it. We could and should have been more penetrative in terms of being clinical. I think that's an aspect of Malo Gusto's game because he was used in a special way in that when he inverts in the final third of the field, and so he was getting into a lot of good goal scoring positions. But he needs to learn how to take his shots properly. He needs to learn how to be more accurate in front of goal because he fluffed a few chances. Pedro Neto's header was unlucky, it hit the post. I don't, for all our defensive concern, and that includes the goalkeeper. Apart from their goal, I can't really remember any point where we were seriously vulnerable. I just, even when they came at us in the last 10 minutes and we kind of, lost some impetus in midfield because Enzo had come on for Lavia, who, by the way, wow, what a player. Anyway, that's another story. But even then, we were getting bodies in the way. They were not really, I mean, they looked threatening, but you could tell that it was or as haphazard as it was a contained threat. So I think we broke their ranks more than they broke ours, if that makes sense. Our set pieces has vastly improved. We had that conversation yesterday. I think the set piece coach has
From a
quietly but
defensive
surely,
perspective, I must say.
yeah, we're not conceding goals really through set pieces anymore. Even when there are physical mismatches, there's a way we get the little players to obstruct the big players that it's hard for them to get onto the ball. Yeah, I mean, the goalkeeping situation, has Robert Sanchez improved? I think he has. Has he improved up to the quality of goalkeeper Chelsea Football Club needs and deserves? He's falling short, in my opinion. Is Jorgensen the answer? I'm not sure. We've not seen him in the Premier League, so I don't know. In the Conference League, has he shown himself to be leaps and bounds and capable of being the answer? Well, he hasn't done anything particularly wrong, so maybe he should get a chance. I don't know. But the player that has been tried and tested in the Premier League, we sent out on loan, which I continue to reiterate, I don't think was the right thing to do. And I think come the summer, don't be surprised if Enzo Maresca makes a big decision there, because there aren't any, as far as I know, top rate goalkeepers that we can just go and get. There's none available. And if they are anywhere near available, the price tag is just absolutely ridiculous. So what can I say? I think it was a deserved win. Absolutely. It was a hard fought win because we made it hard fought. I think sometimes we create our own pressures, our own problems. Some of the bad passing by Sanchez is pressure. I get concerned sometimes the way he doesn't actually affirmatively collect balls, especially 50-50s. He's well capable of gathering crosses in the air. So I don't know why sometimes he comes out and flaps. I don't know whether that is a bozo moment in his head. I don't know what that's about. When, there's a time Isak got away, he just had to come out strong. He seems to, once he's out of his 6-yard box, he's all over the place. Yeah, there's a risk of a penalty and all that, but he's the goalkeeper. He can use his hands. If he had spread himself and gone and made sure he claimed the ball, even if Isak had, and I'm sure he would, had, deliberately pretended he hit him and fell over him, it's unlikely it would be a penalty. I mean, we were quite lucky just through some just good defensive clearances, particularly from Reece James, that wasn't an equalizing goal. It was certainly an opportunity. But it's little things like that. But largely, we were the better outfit yesterday. There's no doubt in my mind.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that. Dante, before we call it a day, and if Bobby has anything else to say after that, the key moments in the game for you, any you want to talk about?
Key moments. By the way, I agree with what Bobby said. Bobby's spot on
You
with that.
don't you don't have to.
No, I just want to make sure so you know as well. Yeah. um, yeah, 100% Bobby about the keeper. Yeah, could have done a lot better. And that's in the Liverpool game as well. That was my criticism. When Jones scored that goal, he did not make himself big at all. He just stood with his hands by his side. And the little things, but those little things are very important because they lead to goals. Both of those led to goals. And that leads to results. So, yeah, they are very important. We're at that stage where that's pretty important for us from now on. The critical moments, let's have there's quite a few probably, but like Bobby was saying and I was saying earlier, I think we were quite comfortable actually in the game. Yeah, we definitely deserve the win. The critical moments, look, James, the James clearance off the line. Twice he did that. They were both pretty critical moments because they would have equalized, and then the other time I think taken the lead. So I think that was very critical. I think if Newcastle took the lead, they would have parked the bus big time. They really would have gone very defensive, parked the bus, and it would have been pretty hard for us to get through them. But like that, I actually still expected Newcastle to park the bus quite a lot anyway, but they decided to, come out quite a bit actually. So I was
And
surprised with that.
that you would say that's because they expected us to play with a high line. They wanted to exploit that, and had
Yeah.
they gotten the first goal, like you mentioned already, that would have been it. It would have been very difficult
Yes.
for us.
Yeah, they would have definitely gone completely parked the bus. I think that was the plan going in. It looked a little bit obvious that they tried that. They really were thinking of doing that, but it just didn't work out, obviously, and we were too good. And then they couldn't. They're not really following Eddie Howe this season as much as they should. Like I said, they were set up to play defensive, but they came out quite a lot, and we got through them. We sliced through them quite a bit, and that's our strength. Any team that wants to come at us like that, well, we're gonna rip them apart. To be honest, we've got too many
We say
offensive
thank
players.
you with an open mind, open heart.
Yeah, we're like, okay, you want to come at
Okay.
us? All right, well, okay, you're gonna give us space, our wingers space to one on one. Okay, if you
Hmm.
want us wingers, okay, if you want Cole Palmer as well. Like, yeah, they gave us space. They started to come at us, which was surprising because I didn't think that would be their game plan. Because I haven't seen them do that the games this season. Like I said, I watched a couple of Newcastle supporters talking about it, and they haven't done that this season. And I think they got a bit confident and cocky, and they decided like, "Oh, we're coming at these guys." I think they didn't follow the instructions of the coach, and they started to come at us, and we really punished them really badly. So I think that's gonna happen to every team that comes at us like that. We're
Oh yeah.
really gonna really punish them. If you
If you
watch the
remember one of the first shows where we discussed Enzo Maresca's approach, we did discuss at length how we'd enjoy playing the teams that will come at us, but
Oh yeah,
it'd be a
yeah.
bit boring against teams that defend it. But go ahead if you were still speaking, so we can get Bobby's final
Yeah,
thoughts of a particular show and
yeah,
call
we
it a
did
day.
discuss that quite a bit, coach, and we mentioned it. And I said from the start of the season, and you were saying it as well. We were both pretty much agreeing to that point. Any team that's going to come at us and put us on the back foot and try think they're gonna get away with that and have a high line, well, they're gonna really struggle against us, and they're gonna concede goals, plenty of goals. And teams are still doing it. Look, we're doing well. One thing we're doing really well, and I see Maresca emphasizing it and yelling it across. I can hear him through the microphones on the side with my broadcast. I'm not sure if you guys can. Yelling, bait, bait, bait.
Yeah,
He's
slow
yell.
down a bit. He did talk about it during the post-game presser, where we were too much in a hurry, and that was
Yes.
he spoke did to
Yep.
emphasize how risky that was. You could
Correct.
argue, as I said during the start of the show, I don't want to get into describing why I think that was the case. Enzo Fernandez is perfect at knowing when to slow it down a bit. He was,
Yeah, look,
but went to quickly pass
it's
the
also to
ball.
the opposition and what they
Yeah,
because they have those three central midfielders really close together. They all play really close together. That's because that the pressure was a bit of pressure in that spot, and I think that's why Maresca went with this game as well. Two more defensive players in that area as well. And then, like I said, Gusto went around those three central midfielders and took a position between the central attack and between those, more like a 10 position. And we kept finding him quite a lot, but he just wasn't doing anything with it. But that was definitely a game plan. But yeah, exactly. We if they come at us, we're gonna really score goals. And
yeah.
like I said, I just think
Thank you.
Newcastle were a bit cocky, and they, But like what I was saying about Maresca, bait. He's yelling the bait, so he wants us to slow the game down and let them come at us. Let them come and attack. Let them come at us. Hold the ball. Don't go quick. Go slow. Let them come. Frustrate the opposition. And like we saw with Panathinaikos, they did it as well. They just couldn't sit around and
We
watch.
baited them. Yeah.
We baited them, and he yells this. I hear him yelling it through the microphone. I hear him bait, bait. He says it many times. It is very obvious. I mean, I can't believe the opposition can't hear it, or the opposition coaches or the players they don't get
Maybe
it.
they have selective hearing.
It's pretty amazing to me that they don't hear it and they
Yeah.
can see what we're doing. But he was yelling that, I think, more because we were not doing it. That's what we usually do,
Mhm.
but we were not doing it, like you said. We had a bit of an erratic stage there where we're just going like crazy, one quick, 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 and he didn't like it, so he started yelling out bait, bait, bait. Remember bait? He was really angry about it.
Mhm.
So yeah,
All right, Bobby. Anything else you want to talk about before we call it? I think we've covered everything, and not so much is going out there.
Yeah, I think we have. There's the game coming up on Wednesday that's going to be interesting. I
Mhm.
hope you're either doing a watch along or something. But
We'll do
yeah, it'll
definitely
be good to.
pre-game show. If Tobeho wants to do the watch along, I'll leave it to him. That's just you can say on a unspoken agreement, just to help his own channel grow. Because we people that watch the shows here usually go to watch his own shows. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's about it. Keep an eye out for the Dodgers. They're
I
part
will.
of our shall I
Franchise.
say, machinery. Yeah. So if they do well, by default, we kind of do well as well.
All
they're
right.
built to win for the next 10 years, basically, Bobby. They're built to win or challenge to win to dominate for the next 10 years. That's how they're built. And
All
they
right.
built him
Thank
up
you so much.
very, very
Yeah,
Oh, go
that's
ahead. Go
great. I
ahead.
mean, I don't know. That's great. I don't know anything about baseball, but
yep.
I just know that they're about to win the World Series.
Yeah, I've
All
talked
right.
about that.
Thank you so much to the Dante. Were you gonna say something?
No, just about the Dodgers thing. This is what they did with the Dodgers. They built them up very similar to how they built us up. Once
Strong
they got,
structure.
yeah, that's where they took. They're following everything they did there. They're pretty much putting that into that is the multi-club model. That's the one they're following. That's what they're doing. So
All right.
they're doing it exactly like that. They set them up. They started young. They stripped. They started really young. Got better eventually. Took a while. Took a while to get better, but they are set up for the next 10 years to win basically every year, and that's what they plan for Chelsea as well.
All right. Thank you so much. To the legendary Bobby, and thank you to Constantine Dante. the one and only captain. I appreciate you all for finding the time to be with me on the panel. And to those of you in the chat, Nehe in the Mafawale, I appreciate you. GFC Gavin, I did trigger the comment. I don't know, Nightbot is quitting on me. Maybe he wants a raise. Makim New, much love to you. Maya, much love to you. Wycliffe Barish, much love to you, all of you. And Vic was in the house, probably at work. But I appreciate you all. If I missed your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all and cheers.
Take care, everyone.
Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no